I wasn't planning this comic book Wednesday, but I am happy about it. Rick Remender, like Nick Spencer, was one of those writers back in the 2010s who was always on my pull list. And this is the reason why. Let's talk about the apocalypse solution. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this one actually really quick because after I tell you the plot, I'm not going to do what I normally do and go into like the panels and all that because this is a story that I think even all these years later, anyone who likes comic books or just storytelling in general should read. And this one is great because it's not just action; it actually has some profound themes and like questions of morality, right? That I think it's really good. So the apocalypse solution is the first arc in Rick Remender's run on Uncanny X-Force. Now, if you don't know what X-Force is, just for a quick background, I'm sure you've heard of the X-Men. They're a superhero team. But the X-Men, like most superheroes, have limits, right? They don't go that extra step and actually kill. So Wolverine, guy with the claws, he has started a new team called XForce. They're a Black Ops team, and they go out and do jobs that the X-Men, just for their reputation, cannot do. In this volume written by Rick Remender, our X-Force team is comprised of Wolverine, Warren Worthington, also known as Angel. He's the guy who has an angel wings, who is really rich and sponsors this whole endeavor. Psylocke, his girlfriend at the time. Wade Wilson, Deadpool, like you probably the most popular right now, and Phantomex, who's kind of the brains of the operation. And Rick Remender wrote on X-Force for 37 issues, and every single one of them, every single arc is great, and it kind of goes in like a full circle, like good storytellers do. I'll definitely be talking more about other arcs later, but this one right here, this is my favorite. So let's get into what it's about right now. All right. So the apocalypse solution is about the mutant Apocalypse, obviously. He is a very dangerous mutant. So just for people who don't know, he is probably one of the X-Men's most dangerous enemies and most powerful. At his peak, he has the ability to destroy this and other planets. He's actually been empowered by things called Celestials, but I'm not going to nerd out too much. And anyway, Apocalypse was the first or one of the first mutants to ever exist. So he's lived for a long time, which is why he's so powerful and so knowledgeable and such a threat. And he's kind of obsessed like with not really world domination, but he's someone who strongly believes in survival of this fittest. Like only the strong should survive in this world, which puts him at odds with the X-Men. And after so many battles, the X-Men finally defeated him. In this book, he has a cult and they have resurrected him. The issue is they've resurrected him as a child without the memories of what he has done. So X-Force discovers this, and that leads to the question, do we kill this child? Because some of them, it's kind of like, hey, would you kill Hitler as a child when you know what he's going to become? Some of them are like, this is the most dangerous thing to ever exist. He's got to go. While others are like, nah, man, he's just a boy. Like, maybe we can change it, nurture versus nature. Maybe we can change his destiny and make him something else. And that's the question that plagues them. So that kind of internal fight amongst X-Force drives this, Angel himself was once a horseman of Apocalypse. A horseman being someone like Apocalypse basically forced him to serve him and do terrible, terrible things that still gives him nightmares. So he has firsthand experience at how bad Apocalypse is. So he's like, bro, I know what's going to happen. Like, you all saw it. I lived it. While, there are other people like Wade Wilson, Deadpool, he normally cracks jokes and stuff. Not this. This Rick Remender's rendition of him throughout all of X-Force is more serious than in other comic books. And I really like that. Like, there's a point, like, he's adamant. He's like, no, we are not going to do this. Like, he gets pissed off at some of his teammates. Now this arc is only 4 issues long, and it has a fantastic climax and conclusion that I will let you read. Just trust me, it's really great. Definitely something you should check out. Uncanny X-Force. Now, I bought all the individual issues of this series because I just loved it so much. And I mean, just for your information, this was incredibly popular when it came out, like incredibly so. Like comic book shops ran out of it. And I didn't want to trade paperbacks. I legit wanted the individual issues because as much as like I like Rick Remender's art, I'm sorry, I like Rick Remender's writing, but I also like Jerome Apina's art. And sorry, like I like my camera is really acting up, so good thing I'm almost done with this. Anyway, I really like his art a lot, so I had to get the individual issues, and it got to a point like I was shopping on eBay for them. But it's a great story, guys. Great pacing, great character arcs for all of them. This is actually the comic book that made me a Phantom X fan because I wasn't a fan of him before this. But this series really made him shine. I became a huge Archangel fan. I didn't realize how powerful he was till I read this. And Psylocke was always my girl and always became even more of my girl. Ironically, Wolverine, who I think is incredibly cool, is probably my least favorite member of X-Force in Rick Remender's run. So if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. Let me know what you think. If you have read Uncanny X-Force, we got to talk about it, y'all. Let me know what you think about it right down there in the comments. Appreciate it. And until next time, I'm out.